Do I think it's going to go ahead? Well, really, it shouldn't. We have an immunity defense that's currently up on the Supreme Court. It's going to be made a decision. It should be stayed until all of those decisions are made.
Trump lawyer Alina Habba is getting mocked online for implying that her client deserves presidential immunity for things that he did, allegedly, prior to becoming president. So, what, retroactive immunity? So now Trump is currently facing charges in New York City brought by District Attorney Alvin Bragg. This is the so-called hush money case. It's actually more like an election interference case. And of course, it involves cooking your own books in order to hide hush money payments, falsifying business records. That's a low-level felony in New York. However, it can be brought up in severity if falsifying these documents is involved with covering up another crime, which again, that's where the election interference comes into play, because he allegedly made these payments through his fixer and longtime lawyer, ex-lawyer Michael Cohen, to try to get Stormy Daniels to shut up about the an alleged affair that had happened, right? So that was during 2016, during the election. You don't want that story to come out, okay? So it was one of those catch and kill kind of stories, along with the story of Karen McDougal, who was another adult film actress, I believe, or a Playboy model. Sorry. So yeah, guys, look, if you can't keep all the different porn stars and adult actresses straight here in the story, you got a problem, okay, with all these different allegations. Nonetheless, Trump pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying his business records and repeatedly denied having a sexual encounter with Daniels, while his attorneys have tried to defend the payments as a legitimate legal expense and not an effort to hide the alleged affair. So now look, his lawyer at the time was way overpaid, okay? And so they wrote it, oh, legal expenses, you got all this money, it's for legal expenses. So, well, what legal expenses? Don't really want to go into detail about any of that. And this money, of course, made its way to Daniels. And so, but here's the thing though, okay? She is saying that Trump is completely untouchable from any prosecution, criminal prosecution, okay, since he was once president, as well as having any actions prior to being sworn in as president. And that includes state cases. By the way, this is a state case. This is in New York, okay? This is not a federal case. And nonetheless, immunity! That's what she's saying. Immunity from everything. Just a blanket immunity from all crimes, all lawsuits, civil, criminal, it doesn't matter. Trump did nothing wrong. He is completely immune from everything. But wait, if he didn't do anything wrong, then why are you claiming that he has got immunity? Oh, wait. So that's part of the pushback, by the way. One person asks, how does immunity apply to acts before he became president? Simply, they shouldn't. Another said, she thinks immunity covers everything Trump has ever done since he was hatched. Okay. Another said, immunity defense won't help here, sweetheart, referring to the fact that it is a state case. Another asked, why would Trump need immunity? That's right, he's guilty. Only crooks plead the fifth. Only criminals need immunity. Trump, of course, also famously invoked the Fifth Amendment a lot. Remember, that's so that he, took his right to remain silent because he's afraid of incriminating himself. So that's what the Fifth Amendment allows you to do. Another says, does he have retroactive immunity prior to being president? Asking for a nation. I would hope not, because it would mean that, anybody could do anything, commit any crime, and if they find out about it after you've become president, then you can't go after them at all. A complete immunity. That's what this means. It would be absolute, it would be like an emperor, like the god emperor, okay? Can't do anything wrong, can't be punished for anything they've ever done in their entire life, untouchable, complete and utter, dictatorship, essentially. Because if you're immune from doing any crime, then what's to keep you from breaking your oath to the Constitution? What's to keep you from not installing yourself as dictator for life? I mean, why wouldn't you if you cannot be held legally liable for any of your actions, including the ones you've taken before, in, and after being in office? I mean, it's just completely insane that this is the argument that they're making. Now, another person weighed in saying legal 101 for Alina. State crimes are not eligible for president to pardon himself, only federal. Also, he wasn't president when this occurred. She needs to go back to law school. Or maybe she should, be forced to send her law license back to whatever boxed cereal brand she got it from. Look, here's the other thing. I don't like to go after people based on looks, okay? But Habba did bring this up once. She said, somebody said to me, Alina, would you rather be smart or pretty? And I said, oh, easily, pretty. I can fake being smart. Can you, though? Can you?
Really?
Because I don't think so. I don't think so. And it turns out that being both not very smart and someone who's willing to lie, okay, and defend a fascist kind of makes you, in my mind, in my eyes, a bit unattractive.